Today, we're diving into the incredible wisdom from A Wife's Guide to ALS Care. Now, right off the bat, this isn't some dry medical textbook. Not at all. Think of it as a guide to partnership, to resilience, and to how love can actually evolve when faced with huge challenges. We're going to focus on its most powerful message, how to turn these challenges into a shared journey that actually brings you closer.
This quote, it just says it all, doesn't it? It sets the tone perfectly. The journey it's talking about isn't about loss. It's about transformation. It's this incredible opportunity to strengthen your bond, to find brand new ways to connect, and to face this profound change not as a patient and a caregiver, but as a real dedicated team.
So, that sounds great, but how does it actually work? Well, the guide's central idea is all about reframing the experience. Instead of seeing it as a burden, it's about viewing it as a new phase of your partnership, an evolution that, and this might be surprising, can lead to an even deeper connection than you had before.
And the bedrock of that whole evolution? It's open, honest communication. This is presented as the absolute, non-negotiable first step, making the time to really talk about needs, fears, and hopes without any judgment. That's what builds the foundation of mutual support that everything else is going to rest on.
Okay, so once you have that foundation, we move to the internal landscape. This whole section is about emotional resilience. The challenges you face inside and the strategies for navigating them not just as individuals, but as a truly unified couple.
One of the biggest emotional hurdles, for sure, is the sheer weight of uncertainty. The unknown progression of ALS can cast this long shadow, and that can make it really tough to stay present and positive. So, the question is, how do you manage that feeling? Together.
Well, the guide offers these beautifully simple yet really powerful shared activities. See, it's not about one person managing their stress all alone. It's about things like using guided breathing apps together, finding closeness through adaptive yoga, or even seeking counseling to focus on growing together through this whole experience.
I love this slide because it shows the power of a simple mindset shift. On one hand, it's so easy to feel overwhelmed by all the new responsibilities. But on the other hand, by consciously reframing these new routines as teamwork moments, a daunting task becomes just another opportunity to connect and support each other.
And this brings us to a super important point. Self-care is not selfish. The guide really emphasizes that for the caregiver, taking time for yourself, whether it's to journal, connect with other people, or just pursue a hobby, it's essential. It's about recharging your own battery so you can bring your best self to the partnership.
Okay, so from the inner world of emotions, let's pivot to the outer, physical world. This is all about the practical, tangible adaptations a couple can make to their environment, turning potential obstacles into these amazing showcases of collaboration and creativity.
And look at these solutions. They're not just about making things easier, they're about preserving independence and even finding some joy in it all. Magnetic shirts are empowering. Turning mealtime into a fun chef night adds a spark. And yeah, framing the use of a sliding board as a moment of teamwork, that completely transforms the dynamic.
Ultimately, what all these practical changes are about, installing ramps, grab bars, setting up smart home devices, is that they're framed as joint projects. The goal is to co-create a home that isn't just accessible, but is a true sanctuary that enhances the quality of life for both partners.
So we've covered the internal and the external worlds. Let's talk now about the world you share together. This section is all about actively nurturing your social life and redefining what intimacy means so you can maintain and even deepen that essential bond. An ALS diagnosis doesn't have to mean isolation. The focus here is all on being proactive, taking steps to keep your social circle vibrant, from hosting friends at home to planning accessible trips. It's about finding new ways to share the world with others together. And this is such a profound redefinition. The guide suggests that intimacy evolves. It moves way beyond just the physical to include a much broader, richer connection that's built on creative expressions of love and shared emotional experiences. So the question becomes, what do those expressions even look like?
The guide offers these beautiful, concrete examples. It's about the deliberate acts of connection, writing down your feelings, celebrating your history together in a scrapbook, or just creating a romantic atmosphere at home. It's about finding this profound tenderness in the simplest of moments.
All right, our final section tackles a subject that can feel a little daunting: long-term planning. But once again, the guide frames this not as something to be feared, but as a proactive and incredibly empowering act of love and foresight.
These steps, from discussing advance directives to planning the estate, they're presented as things you do together. It's all about honoring your partner's wishes and securing peace of mind for both of you. And notice how it's paired with legacy building, actively creating new memories and celebrating life right here, right now.
And that really is the crucial point. This future planning, it's positioned as an act of liberation. By tackling these topics together, you remove a huge source of anxiety, and that frees you both to focus entirely on the joy, the love, and the connection that's available in the present moment.
And that brings us to our final thought. After seeing how a partnership can evolve and deepen through the shared resilience, creativity, and communication, it kind of leaves us with this one big question. What does a journey like this truly teach us about the boundless, adaptive nature of love itself?